So behind this door is not really a Barnfind because it's my own car and has been since 2013. But and I can show you the surroundings. This is a rented space and there are cars in here that are not mine. So this is what you get until we are at the car. So are you ready? There's a car. I'm sorry, it's dark. It's everything is wrong with this place to shoot. But right there we have a Lancia Y. It's a 1996 car. Kind of looks purple, but it's supposed to be Bordeaux. It is looking quite sorry for itself. It has been in here since 2013, and that is way too long. I know. That's what happens when you got more than one car. But does this help? Yeah, kind of does. The wheels are a bit down. It's crusty. But why did I buy this car in the first place? Because I have always been a big fan of the design of this Y model. I think it's just great. But there is one other reason why I bought this car. It is because its first owner in 1996 was the Crown Prince of Denmark, Frederik, and today, when you are watching this video, he's going to be the King of Denmark. Something that can make a cool car even cooler. It is adding provenance from its owner. So I must add that it was more or less in this state when I bought it. Of course, it has gotten a lot more dirty. But yeah, one of the main reasons why it got stuck here in my depot is that, yeah, somebody had to try to open the sunroof and I could not get it to close again. Boy, that looks dirty. But that is a factory fitted sunroof. The car is a 1.4. I should say right now that it has been lowered by a previous owner, or what should I say, a later owner than the Crown Prince, um, and sorry, King as of today. And I'm pretty sure he didn't have a tow bar on it. It also currently has an exhaust from a motorcycle, and when I did drive it, it sounded pretty nice. So this has had a lot of boy racer owners, that's for sure. But I managed to buy the car and that how or in that way save it for the future. And that is definitely the plan. Also, this Elefantino badge, which is could be correct for the model, is not correct for this one. It's a 1.4, and I do believe it's a LX. It was the top model at the launching time, and it features green Alcantara interior, and that looks a bit moldy. Oh, even got Lancia Y mats. But why don't you give me a second and I'll try to make it a little bit nicer in here. While I'll just use 5 minutes to wipe the worst of the mold away inside the car after more than 10 years in the barn. Let me just show you some of the paper trail, or what should we say. Um, this stands out. I know it's in Danish, but in short it says drive like a royalty, okay? And that was in the window of the car when I went to pick it up. I bought it sight unseen from from an ad. I think I saw it online. I don't think it was Facebook. Um, I actually found that was also I found it in the car when I did the video. Um, that was also in the window. It was at a dealer, and it said sale on behalf of customer. I thought that was a bit shady. I always think it is, but because why do I have something to hide? Um, but never mind. The car was cheap. It was fun. I just had to have it. So that's why I called the owner of the car and we made a deal and I transferred the money and that was it. I would have bought it anyway. So I bought it uh, in late May, and I can see from this that was in the window that that was made in April. So they had it for sale for about a month, and it was due for a new MOT in the end of that year. And I don't think that they knew at the time that they were not going to get a new MOT without using quite some money. And I'm pretty sure that was why they were selling it. But my camera must have been broken or something at that day because I really have very little. But I have, of course, sourced a brochure because that's what I like to have on my cars. And the the cover is exactly the reason why I found this car in the first place because uh, a car in exactly that color is the one that got my attention towards the model in the early 2000s. I don't know, '02 or 3 maybe thereabouts. I worked at a company where the owner's son he had a Y model in exactly that color, and I thought it was really, really a nice car, and that's simply why that I sometimes made a search on the old interweb looking for Y models for sale because they are quite uncommon in Denmark. And all the ones that were sold is the 1.2. So I I'm guessing that's how I found the car in the first place. But I have to be honest, I can't remember everything. I just checked. It could be because I actually bought, uh, I think, 12 or 13 project cars that year, including a motorcycle. So it was a busy year. So, but pretty nice. Most of the cars I have seen for sale in Denmark has exactly those seats. So there we have a picture of the famed sunroof and exactly the Alcantara interior. And it probably looked like this original, but I'll tell you that in a moment when we continue. But I think that's enough brochure digging. What's real important here is this, because this is the one that states who the first owner is, His Royal Highness, and that is a bigger image of that. Um, this is a print from Fiat's system, which I made because actually at the time when I bought the car, I was working at a Fiat dealer, and they were the ones importing the cars. And here I can I can see what the options were, and I can also see that the dealer was Fiat Denmark itself, and also the selling dealer were Fiat Denmark. So that's why I believe it was a sort of a publicity gift to the crown prince. Uh, what I think is quite cool is that this was also still in the service booklet, which is the sort of the inspection sticker that was, which is in the car when the dealer receives it. Then you see certificate de quality. I can't speak. Quality certificates. That's more like it. So fun to have. Um, in the more curious department, this is something I have printed from the net as well. You can't really find a lot about it, but this is a credit from All Over Press. But at the time, in 1996, the Crown Prince, his girlfriend was a Danish singer, Maria Montel, and what I have heard up until now is uh, that maybe she used the car during their relationships, but you don't get a lot out of the royalties about their personal relations, and that's fair enough. But I actually got a clue just a few days ago that a known Lancia owner remembers the car driving in Copenhagen with the crown prince behind the wheel when he was going to see her. So I think that's quite cool. But as I said, pedigree from the previous owners. What more can you want? But let's get back to the car. So I just used a little time here to get some of the mold away. That's quite understandable when you leave a car for so long. But yeah, a Lancia Y is built on the Punto, the first generation Punto platform. But of course, the Lancia is supposed to be a more sophisticated luxury car, and I think it's quite clear if you look at this interior that it's a small mini luxury car. It was never sold in Denmark in great numbers. Let me just get in. Again, apologize for the lightning. Let's just buy something here. A little better. But first things first. A previous owner, I actually think it was the guy that was the second owner after Frederik. He wanted it to look like a Elefantino, the top model, and I do believe that this steering wheel and the wooden panels and also the small elephant badges outside, it was not born with these, but yeah, that's just the way it is. But and also this radio looks really out of place, but you can see he has given it the whole deal with those small elephant badges. One funny thing, I have been really annoyed by this falling down, but I guess it's because the previous owner has also had problems with the sunroof, because I have read in a manual that what looks to be a keyhole, you're actually supposed to use this as a emergency way to shut the sunroof, but I've just tried it and it doesn't work completely, so I think it has fallen out of the, yeah, what to say, the guide rails, but yeah. But well, even though everything in here is not quite the way it was from new, I still think it's a really neat car. A funny thing, a center dash like this is, or center speedometer is really like an old style thing, but I really think this is a neat car. And I don't know if you can see it. Also here in the back, it's a nice interior, and I just tried to stick a little light in there, but it actually has sun blinds in the rear parcel shelf. So I do believe that this car was a gift from the Danish Fiat importer to the Crown Prince, now King. But I haven't been able to verify that. But it would make sense that because this model was brand new at the time, and that would also explain why it's a 1.4 top model when all the others that was sold is 1.2, which suited the Danish system better when you have to pay a lot of taxes. So let's just go outside. Sorry about that. Those are the original alloys, which looks really sad for themselves, but well, wouldn't you? I think they have been used as winter wheels, so the clear coat is falling off like it is actually on the outside of the car as well. But what I have always really liked about the design is that flowing line. So should we just take a peek in the engine bay? I guess this really qualifies as a Barnfind, except the fact that it is already my own car. But yeah, wonder what that guy is. ABS motor? No, never mind. You see here is Lancia 12 cylinder 1400. The same engine as used in Fiat Brava at the time. But well, like I mentioned earlier, the sunroof kind of got it here. I think it was a really shitty summer period. I bought it in May of 2013. It was actually registered, so I re-registered in my name and was meant to be driving it. I remember that it was spilling a lot of oil, so I changed the gasket for the valve cover. Then I guess it just rained for a whole month, and it wasn't really so cool to have a car with an open sunroof. So, and since it's not a veteran car, which is cheap to have in Denmark, and definitely not at the time when I bought it. I probably had one of those weeks where you get a lot of payments on your different cars, and I decided to take the plates off. Then it got out here, and the next time I went by, I drove it here. The next time I went to start it, just you want to start it up from time to time. It was stuck. I do believe it's the alternator that was stuck. That is what we concluded at the time. So it hasn't been started since 2013 because of that, and it is simply awaiting, some time and attention. Yeah, boot looks quite nice actually. But yeah, tell me what you think. I still think it's a really cool car, and also, and what you say, the owners just make it even cooler. Oh, one thing, being based on a Punto also means it rusts in the same places as a Punto, so I already knew when buying it that it needs some rust repairs, and especially this side with the tank, they always rust. So yeah, maybe you can see the color here. See? Can you read it? Bordeaux. It's the same thing on a Fiat. Usually the paint code is in the back. Yeah, lovely car. Needs a little bit of work. a lot of cars of this period had problems with the clear coat peeling off. I have heard rumors that it was something about that they had to change to water-based lacquer, and that did not work all too great. But yeah, that can be fixed. Most important is that the car is still alive. Well, I have just concluded that the dome light works, interior light works. So I have to say that before I put power to it, I brought out the fire extinguisher just to be sure. Just found out that the window isn't working as well. That could be combined with the sunroof also be a matter. Just look at some of all these cool details. It has a lot of things that you wouldn't expect in a car of this period. So you can pump up the seat, you have nice trim, all stating Lancia, Lancia. Just if you had forgotten. But look at this cool design of the door handle. Don't know if you noticed the exterior handle. Reminds me a little bit of the rear doors on a Alpha 156 of the same period. This car just has so many cool things. He really went all the way with those El Infantino badges, because here it says it's a 16 valve, but it is a 12 valve engine, and that is also the correct one. So I actually seem to recall that he told me it had a turbo at some time. It's actually quite amazing that this car has survived its different owners, but yeah. But I guess you could clip the belt and see if that makes the engine turn, but I'm not gonna do that today. It is typical for this kind of cars that probably the easiest ways to get to the belts is through the inner fender on this side, removing, I guess, some of the plastic or having it on a lift. So since I'm not at home, I'm not gonna attempt that. So, sorry about the noise. Yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up for now. Now you have seen one of my foolish cars that I'm keeping and storing, and yeah, but someday it doesn't really cost me a lot of money, this car, so why just why don't I just keep it? It can only go one way, I believe. So, but I would like to get it driving again. Maybe in another 10, 11 years. We'll see about that. But so, see you in another one.